This interview is a paid advertisement. It was produced on behalf of the company and is considered investor relations activity under Canadian securities law. All statements and opinions are those of the guest and should not be construed as investment advice. Please do your own due diligence or consult a registered investment advisor. Hello and welcome back to the Gold Newsletter channel. My name is Kai Hoffman. I'm the EdJR mining guy over on X, and of course your co-host of this channel, because I'm hosting this channel with our good friend Brian London, and I'm looking forward to this breaking news update. We are hosting Tim Moody of Pan Global Resources again. The company just this morning put out an update on its Escacena South Project. They've identified a new VMS target, a high priority target, and I'll grill Tim about it a little bit and see why it is a high priority target and what are they planning to do with it. We'll also get an update on the drilling at Escacena, meaning at at Bravo, and at Carmenes up north. So really looking forward to this conversation. But before I switch over to my guest, hit that like and subscribe button. We much appreciate it. Thank you for that. Now, Tim, it is great to welcome you back. Good to see you again.
Yes, likewise, Kai.
Yeah, looking forward to this. Looking forward to this update here, Tim. Give us the cliff notes. Escacena South. We've discussed this previously, but it is the new addition, to the project package here in southern Spain, just outside of Seville. What is the highlight of the press release here?
Yeah, well, I guess just further emphasising the significance of being awarded that large area south of our initial Escacena project. So, Escacena South, as we're calling it, is nearly double the land package. We're surrounded by four of the producers in the area. So, one of the, few remaining areas of the Iberian Pirate Belt that's remained sort of largely unexplored. So, the real significance of this news release was that just to, again, indicate this is the first look at just one of the targets where there's some old mine workings. Not very much known about them, but as we work through the old information, we could see some old sampling, and some old maps and so on. The first thing that jumps out is copper, tin, silver mineralization, a bit like La Romana, but also a bit of gold as well. Some pretty high numbers in some of the old Exxon sampling, with a bunch of old mine workings extending over about 1 kilometre of strike. So no drilling there. So that's a pretty good start. And then further to that was what I could see, and in fact the picture you've got up on the screen there, the top left there's some sort of greyish looking rocks, which essentially looks like a banded, massive or semi-massive sulfide, not unlike some of the mineralisation I've seen at some of the other VMS style deposits in the region. So, first of all, evidence of VMS style mineralisation, copper over a kilometre zone, and then the other thing is the coincidence of that mineralisation with a pretty large gravity anomaly as well. So, I think at the moment we're just looking at very coarse gravity survey data, but this is a big anomaly area. I mean, north-south, we're looking at 2.5 kilometres, east-west, more than 1.5 kilometres. There is a peak that coincides with the mine workings in the north, and then there's this bigger, stronger part of the anomaly in the south, which is all undercover. It's about 1.5 kilometres long, nearly a kilometre north-south, just that peak area, and it coincides with the magnetic anomaly as well. And we're seeing that coincidence of magnetics and gravity in a number of areas where we've got mineralisation, including La Romana. So, pretty encouraging start to this, and just one of the many targets we see in this new area.
Absolutely. No, I just put up the map as well, just to give our audience a bit of an overview of the Escacena project in general. Escacena South added to it, and it looks very similar to Romana, of course, La Romana, of course, here as well. Tim, how are you planning to follow up here now? Like, what are sort of the next steps? Of course, on the surface, it looks fantastic, and it's the only area that is really outcropping on the whole Escacena project, correct?
That's correct, yeah. The rest of it's pretty flat. You've seen what the terrain's like there with wheat and sunflowers in the summer, but it's otherwise it's pretty bland looking country. but there's plenty of infrastructure around us as well. But so look, all we've got at the moment is fairly wide-spaced gravity. I'm talking sort of 200, 300 metre by 300 metre gravity stations, historical data, and then we've got an old airborne magnetic survey, and then just a little bit of old Exxon mapping and sampling over those mine workings. The rest of the area's not had much at all. So the first step here is first to try and work through that geophysics information we've got. Once we've got the permits to get on the ground and start doing systematic work to close up that sampling, that geophysics, the gravity principally, over those sort of main gravity targets that we've already identified, and better define those, and then to prioritise those for drilling. But already we can see this new area with the old Trinidad and Carmen mine workings. That's an area that's just begging to be drilled, I think.
Yeah. How much do you rely on the data that you have? Like you used it for La Romana, it was successful. You're still confident in the quality of the data. What do you have to do before you can actually drill? Maybe just run us through that real quick.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a very good question, because a key point aspect of our interest in this area was that when we acquired the initial Escacena project area, we also acquired some old Exxon gravity data. And that gravity survey extended over quite a large area into this area we now call Escacena South. So that was the same data that we used to identify the La Romana target, and which was the very first target we tested in the whole area, and led to that discovery. So look, we have pretty good confidence in that data, but we have to accept that it's still pretty coarse information. And we know we can get a lot better resolution, or let's say better targeting once we close up the spacing of the geophysics.
No, fantastic. With finer data, of course, you can target a lot better, because we're still trying to hit something with a diameter of, 5 to 7 centimeters or something like that, 10 maybe, if it's depending on the size, right? So the finer the data, the better, of course. Just timing-wise, Tim, run us a bit through the timeline scenario for Trinidad and Carmen potentially here. What are we looking at?
Yeah, so we're pushing for the final permitting. Although the area's been awarded to us, you still have to go through get the process of getting the permits to drill, but also to commence that systematic exploration. So you need to resubmit your project plan. We already submitted a plan when we bid for the area, but we have to resubmit now, and then also our environmental plans, etc. I mean, it should be just a formality, but we have to go through the process. I'm hoping sometime maybe as early as the first quarter next year, and but in the meantime, we're looking at flying the area as well with a helicopter survey. So that's another very useful tool to help start the process of potentially directly targeting mineralisation, but also prioritising those gravity anomalies, so that when we can get on the ground, we can hit the ground running.
No, fantastic. Awesome. No, really excited to see that happen. Like Trinidad and Carmen, it looks fantastic. Really curious, of course, also about Bravo drilling here, Tim, and that's a great segue to the drill campaign that is ongoing right now at Bravo as part of the Escacena project, and then at Carmenas as well. Can you give us an update on where do we stand there?
Yeah, so we've just finished. We might recall we plan to drill 3 more holes, testing sort of a new density model, trying to target what might be massive sulfide, and also to a couple of holes to try and explain this very large chargeability anomaly in the south. So we're just begun the last of those 3 drill holes, and fingers crossed. So I can't say too much more at the moment, but look, it's we're really keen to sort of finish this last hole and get some results.
What is the turnaround time, Tim? Right now, what are you seeing?
Yeah, generally by the time the core hits the labs, it's about sort of 3 or 4 weeks, sometimes a little bit longer, but there or thereabouts. So once we complete the drill hole, allow at least a week or 2 to complete the logging and sampling and core cutting, etc., and then get the sample sent off to the lab.
Fantastic. Awesome. Tim, I think that's pretty much covers the press release that you've put out today. I'm really looking forward, of course, to the next set of results to sort of hit us here shortly. Any guidance on timeline when we can expect the next set of results?
Look, we're waiting for just a couple more results from the step-out drilling we did at La Romana, plus some drill results from a couple of the other targets we've been drilling, Pomios, Hornitos, etc. So those results are all pretty imminent. So I expect in the next few weeks we'll have more drill results to report. And of course, we're also drilling up in the north at the Carmenes project as well. So we've got some more results to report from that drilling as well. So that's drilling in progress.
Fantastic. Awesome. Tim, really looking forward to those results. Thanks so much for joining us here. Can't wait to catch up again. And everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in here to the Gold Newsletter. This was a breaking news special. We discussed the press release that just came out this morning from Pan Global, giving us more details about their next high priority VMS target at Escacena South, the Trinidad and the Carmen project area. Really looking forward to getting started there as well. It looks really, really promising. And as Tim said, it is one of those untested areas in the Iberian Pyrite Belt that could yield a huge return for us as shareholders. So thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much, and take care out there.